Welcome aboard Pierce Buckley, who has today joined the Kevolution by getting involved in the Patreon page at patreon.com/Lollujo. Thank you very much, Pierce, for getting involved. It's massively appreciated. If anyone else also wants to become part of the Kevolution, you can do that at patreon.com/Lollujo. But arguably, more important than any of that today, we've got two massive games. We're playing against Nottingham Forest, who are, I would suggest, the biggest team at this level this season, and my nemesis, Cristiano Ronaldo. And we're going into that having just won our last game 8-0. Hello and welcome to Season 11, Part 3 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're away against Forest, we're at home against Leyton Orient. Form has been good again, especially over these last couple of games. We had a bit of an iffy time in the local derby against Exeter, but if we take that out of the equation, we've got a 4-2, a 2-0, a 3-0. Yes, it was only in a checker trade nonsense, but it was against Villa under 23s. And then an extraordinary 8-0 home win against Shrewsbury. It must be the biggest win I've had in Non-League to Legend this year. We had hat-tricks from Tom Dixon and Keith Shorthouse. Fisher and Thompson also got involved with goals. Shorthouse was absolutely out of this world in this match. I don't understand how he didn't get man of the match. In fact, I do understand, because Dixon got 2 assists along with his hat-trick and Shorthouse only got 1, but it doesn't come close to telling the whole story. As you can see from the goal times, Dixon didn't finish his hat-trick until deep into the second half. Shorthouse controlled every single minute of that game. He was an absolute joy to watch. I don't understand how Blackpool managed to get relegated last year with this man in their team. And I don't understand how he's only apparently a 2.5-star player. He's on 3 goals from 5 appearances with 1 assist so far this season. 7.34 average rating. Somehow, no man of the matches in all of that. He is just on another level when he plays like he did in that last game. And I hope he turns it on again in these 2 games today. Forest find themselves at this level and down in the relegation zone. They got relegated last year. They're tumbling even further. They're really massively struggling. It'll be quite an interesting team to go and manage. But don't worry, I'm not going to jump ship on Plymouth. I'm enjoying things too much because we're up to 5th in the league. We're 1 point behind Southend. We're only 3 points off the top of the league. Everything's setting up to be an exciting season, and this is the team that we're going to be playing for the first of today's 2 games against Forest. So we've got Thompson in goal, a back 4 of Kelly, Fid, Jordan and Nyambi, with Fisher, Smith and Ollie in midfield, and Shorthouse in behind Tova Thompson and Dixon. Declan Davison, you snooze, you lose. He wasn't involved in the 8-0, which means all of a sudden he finds himself not as first choice striker at the club anymore. This is very much Tom Dixon's house now, and Davison's going to have to do something special to get back into the team. We've got proper competition for places. Remember, Davison was the 2nd highest scorer in League One last year. He's I think he was 4th on the bookies list of favourites to be top scorers this year. He was the main man here a year ago, but now he's just one of 5 or 6 exceptional attacking players that we've got. And there are players who we signed in the summer who should be good enough to play in this team who aren't even making it on the bench. We had Shorthouse and McBride come in as 2 attacking midfielders. We signed 2 more as well who were perfectly good enough for us. I can't even remember their names. They're not getting a look in, but they should be. And, it's exciting. We're 1-0 down, though, against a load of trash who are... they're bottom of the league and we're losing to them. Why do I do this to myself? I get all positive and excited to start off an episode, and then this happens. We go 1-0 down, and we never... Why don't the 8-0s happen when you lot are here? Why do we lose? That was just poor. Why do we go 1-0 down against the bottom of the table team when you lot are watching, when the match before... This is all Cristiano Ronaldo's fault, because you'd have had the Shrewsbury match and this one if it wasn't for that monster. But I thought, no, we better have Ronaldo on the episode again because, clickbait and all that. Kev's ongoing war with Cristiano Ronaldo. Remember, there's potential T-shirts in this, so I've got to keep that going. Because of that, you don't see the 8-0. You watch this nonsense. We're 2-0 down against the worst team in the division. I guess they're now turning their season around. They shouldn't be anywhere near the worst team in the division. They were in the Championship last year. But why does today have to be the day that they decide they're a Championship team and they shouldn't be bottom of the league? That's awful from Dixon. He scored a hat-trick and made 2 others in the last game. We won 8-0. And today we just look rubbish. And I thought we were going to go 3-0 down there. We're comfortably the second best team in today's game. And I don't understand how it's such a massive turnaround from where we were last week. Where is Shrewsbury in the league even? No, that's not. Hang about. Is that who we beat 8-0? The top of the table team? Hang on. What is happening? So the team top of League One, we beat them 8-0. The team who started the day bottom of League One, we're losing 2-0 and not even looking. I don't understand this game. I do not understand this game. Football Manager infuriated. Do not get Football Manager, kids. If you're watching this because you think this game, this looks like an interesting game, I might give this a go. It will ruin your life. Don't buy it. Oh, right, Davison's coming on. McBride's coming on. The heroes of the last game are being hauled off after 70 minutes because they've not turned up at all today. I've got too excited. Oh, Shorthouse is in. And what did I just say to you all? I've just substituted that, man. It's too late. Change it now. And that's just excellent from Shorthouse again. He intercepts, gets through on goal. Not going to mess things up from there. That's his 4th goal in 2 games. And now he's going to be substituted because this game will ruin your life. Right, come on, lads. We've got 20 minutes to get back into this, and we've got the 2 who I expected to be the stars of this team, McBride and Davison. But Forest are in again. It's 3-1. They've got that goal back in less than a minute. Oh, my goodness. I don't understand. I played that Shrewsbury game late last night. I didn't notice they were top of the league. I don't understand how that happened and how we're not now thumping everyone who comes before us. I mean, how do you go from 8-0 against top of the league to losing against bottom of the league a week apart? There's been no game in between. Did we just get overconfident? Fisher to Davison. Davison's in, forces a save out the Forest keeper. That's our first clear-cut chance of the game. It's all coming too late, though. There's only 15 minutes left. And we have just been really, really poor today. And there's gonna be shouting after this match. I guarantee there will be shouting. There's been shouting during it. I am furious. I don't understand how this is happening. Antonio's gonna come on for Smith. Oh, this is nuts. What an inconsistent bunch of nonsense we are. The one thing going in, the one positive to pull out of this, Thompson's in. There's another positive. We've got 10 minutes left. We could still salvage a draw out of this, unless we just go and concede straight away again like we did last time. That's a nicely worked goal. Some beautiful little one-touch passing in there, and Thompson gets his 2nd goal in 2 games. He's slowly starting to turn into a decent player for us. We've got 10 minutes to get an equaliser. I guess we're so inconsistent because the team is still gelling. We brought in a lot of new players over the summer. They are still getting used to playing with each other. It's encouraging that we can have games like the 8-0 against Shrewsbury. Davison's in here, whips the ball across to Thompson, he hits the crossbar, and it is clawed back off the line by the Forest keeper, and they're now counter-attacking back on us. And if they score here, I was just punching this laptop off the desk if they'd have scored there, because that would have been vile. Right, Davison's through again. We've had no end of chances in this last 20 minutes, and we're not converting any of them. We've now drawn level on clear-cut chances, 3 each. We've played much better since the substitutions, but I don't think it's going to be enough. We're out of time. We're so inconsistent. Playoffs at best this season, despite the excitement pre-match. We can't be as inconsistent as we've been over those last 2 games and hope for anything other than playoffs. Southend, who at the start of the day were 1 point ahead of us, have now leapt up to top of the league. We were playing against the bottom of the league team. We should be up there in an automatic promotion spot now. I realise I'm contradicting myself every 3 or 4 seconds, but that has just broken my mind, what's just happened there. Oh, Chrissy. Can I call you Chrissy? I'm going to anyway. You've never been more wrong. I absolutely do want revenge, because if we'd have beaten you last year, they'd be 100% better than Cristiano Ronaldo shirts flying off the shelves by now. I'm punching my microphone. I'm so excited at the prospect of getting revenge. Apologies if you're listening on headphones and I just deafened you with thumping that microphone. We'd all like to think future Kev will edit that out, but we're familiar with his work. This is the team that we're going to be playing for today's game against our biggest enemies, our biggest rivals, Cristiano Ronaldo's Leyton Orient, the team we could, and some would say should, have ended up managing last season. So we've made a couple of changes from the team that was pathetic against Forest. Smith comes in at left back, McBride comes in to the central midfield, and we're giving Dixon one more chance because of how great he was the game before. But Davison is probably thinking he's being treated a little bit unfairly, not getting back in the team after basically him and McBride together changed the game against Forest, although not enough to get us back into it. Also, of note, Lionel Fidalgo is finally fit enough to make it onto the bench. The young centre-back, Portuguese, that I was really excited about in the summer. We're paying him a lot of money, and he's picked up 2 fairly hefty injuries so far. Hasn't got near the team just yet, but is fit enough to be on the bench today, and hopefully we'll be able to see him start playing some games soon, because I do have high hopes for him. He's just had a bit of a bad run of luck with injuries so far, and if he doesn't get in there and make his debut soon, I'll start to worry that it might never actually be happening. Right, if ever there has been cause for another 8-0, it is today. I will happily accept what just happened against Forest and accept that we deserved to lose if the world rewards me by letting us absolutely stuff Orient. It's... Oh, they're in it. Oh, for goodness sake, there's less than 2 minutes on the clock. We may be reaching a point where we have to do this season behind closed doors, because we are playing so well when you lot aren't here. It's perhaps the camera's cursed, perhaps the microphone's cursed, perhaps my garage is cursed. Did I mention we won 8-0 when you lot weren't around? And now we've lost against the bottom of the table Forest and relegation threatened Orient. I mean, we did say last season we were going to turn Orient around and we'd go in the right way about doing it today. McBride crosses into Thompson. Keith Shorthouse again. I love that man. I'm quite glad he's a regen, because otherwise I would have to go meet him and shake his hand in real life and tell him what a hero he is. But, he's in again. And that's 5 goals in 3 games now from the man who inexplicably got himself relegated at Blackpool last year, but knew what side his bread was buttered, wanted to link up again with old Kev. Here he is, showing just what an excellent League One footballer he is. Fisher, that was a nice little bit of complete midfield play. Shorthouse on another level from everyone else, flicks it on, Dixon doesn't chase. We're going to blame Dixon for that, even though it was a very over-ambitious flick. And that's a good save from Thompson, but unfortunately it falls straight to Josh Windass, but it doesn't matter because he was offside. It stays 1-1. Let's go. Right, now let's go and have a Shorthouse wonder show. That's what we all want now. We want him to get another hat-trick. I love it when that man gets a hat-trick. They're the finest moments Football Manager can offer. McBride, he's missing out on a couple of these not one-on-one, 50-50 situations in midfield. He's struggling a bit, playing so deep. What a goal from Sean Fisher. We've already seen him do that once this season. He is an absolute star of the future. He's getting better all the time. And look at that. It's not even blasted. It's from, that must be from 35 yards out. And it is just placed and curled and brilliant. There is not a person inside this football stadium today who could have hit that better. We won't name any names there. But we are 2-1 up against half time. We're 2-1 up against half time. Why not? This is all getting away from me a little bit today. I don't feel like this has been my strongest episode. Right, Nyambi cuts into Fisher. Can he do it again? No, he sticks it out to Nyambi again. But not Shorthouse. I just want it to be Shorthouse. It was Thompson who was in, and it was a fairly tame attempt that ends up in the goalkeeper's hands. Right, come on, let's go and grab a third now. The wrong team have the ball. Nyambi intercepts. Right, McBride actually has some space this time, and he's good when he has space. Doesn't show it there, though. Smith gets the tackle, and it is Shorthouse this time. Finds Fisher to Shorthouse again. Back out to Nyambi again. Dixon's in, and it's 3-1 to Plymouth. It's his 11th goal of the season. I feel like I'm saying a lot of the same names over again, and that's a good thing. We've got Shorthouse and Fisher and Nyambi and Dixon, and everything's going through them, and they're just all on their game today. And what better day to be on your game? Shorthouse crosses to Thompson. It is 4-1. That's Sean Thompson's 6th goal of the season. Now, he's closing in on Davison's 8, and he's played far fewer games than Declan Davison did, so he really is going to be starting to worry. And that's a lovely piece of centre-forward play. The way he just sort of fainted there and lost his man and just tucked it away with a foot no one was expecting him to use. That was rather sweet to watch. Right, substitution time. Joey Smith hasn't really turned up, so he's going to come off and we'll bring on Jose Antonio. And I tell you what, we'll bring on Fidalgo. We said we needed to get a debut into him sooner rather than later, so we'll get the debut into him right now. We're 3 goals up with only 20 minutes to go. What better time to bring a young centre-back on for his debut? Where's McBride? He's supposed to be out there on the end of that. He's not a proper central midfielder. This might be the end of the McBride in central midfield experiment. Was that Fidalgo on his backside as that move started? Because that's not a great way to introduce yourself to the team. Thompson didn't even attempt to save that. It's 4-2, 15 minutes left. Surely we can't throw it all away from here. Right. Dixon's going to come off. We're going to bring on Davison. He was a constant threat when he came on against Forest, and hopefully he works hard. He'll just pester their defence, and hopefully that's exactly what we need to just occupy the ball for these last 10 minutes or so. Dixon finds McBride, who it ends up back out to Nyambi again, and it is my hero, the love of my life, Keith Shorthouse, has just made it 5-2. What is it, 6 goals in 3 games now? I'm going to have to buy a Plymouth shirt with Shorthouse on the back. I'll get a half Blackpool, half Plymouth one. Shorthouse. He is, how much longer does he have to do it for before he starts to become the hero of the save so far? Because that is an exceptional performance, especially when you take into account who we were playing and the fact there's potential merchandise sales off the back of it. Not this season, though. We have to finish above them and humiliate them. What we really need is to get him fired. Oh, I tell you what. If we get him fired, where are they? Down in 21st. If he gets fired now, the T-shirts become a reality, but they become Kev got Ronaldo fired shirts. Right, let's have a look. Did we get Cristiano Ronaldo fired? No. Never mind, eh? But we did recover from the awful performance against Forest to score plenty of goals again. We are a really weird team. So inconsistent, but only 4 points off the top of the league. Nicely nestled into the playoff spots there. If we can sort out the consistency problems, promotion should be in our future. If not, we were only supposed to avoid relegation, so we can handle another year in this league if we need to anyway. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.